It's the host nation Qatar versus the UAE in the second quarter-final of the FIFA Arab Cup. Welcome to Al Khor City. Yes, hello and welcome to the magnificent Al Bayt Stadium in Al Khor City, some 50 kilometers north of the capital, Doha. And it is approaching 10 minutes to 10 p.m. local time, and wherever you are joining us, it is indeed a very warm welcome to a competition that's provided some very entertaining football. The 10th edition of the Arab Cup, but the first under the jurisdiction of FIFA. This competition serving as a prelude to the World Cup finals themselves in the nation of Qatar in less than 12 months from now. And the locals, well, great anticipation ahead of the first staging of a World Cup in the Middle East, when the world's best footballers will take centre stage here. Huge crowd assembling in the biggest of the 6 arenas being used for this FIFA Arab Cup Qatar 2021. And the home nation's players in very confident mood after their excellent group stage. Qatar taking a 100% record into this quarter-final so far in this tournament. Qatar, along with Morocco, the only teams to record 3 wins in the group stage of the 16 nations who gathered here from around the Arab world, including 6 countries from Africa. North African challenge is strong. Tunisia already through to the semi-finals earlier today. They defeated Oman by 2 goals to 1. There's an all North African affair coming up as well between Morocco and Algeria tomorrow, and Egypt also in action tomorrow. Well, this is how Qatar made it. They needed a very, very late own goal to get the better of Oman. They're rather comfortable in their final Group A match against Iraq. The UAE went into their final Group B game on top, but lost that position in the defeat against Tunisia. But wins over Syria and Mauritania were enough to see them through to the last 8. Both these nations pretty much at full strength for this tournament. Qatar's warm-up included a 10-day training camp in Marbella, Spain. The UAE coming into this game as the lowest scoring team in the quarterfinals. They've managed just 3 so far. That will tell you they've been strong defensively. Indeed, they've leaked only 2 goals, but face one of the best attacks in the competition in the shape of Akram Afif and Almoez Ali. And also captain of Qatar, Hassan Al-Haydos. All 3 of those players have recent memories of scoring against the United Arab Emirates. A little bit of tension, anticipation written over the faces of the players in the tunnel as they prepare to make their entrance. Stakes are high. Having met 3 Gulf nations in the group stage, Qatar now defend that 100% record in the Arab Cup against another rival in the region, the UAE, in the second quarter-final match. Teams lined up in readiness now for the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise if you can for the playing of the national anthem of the United Arab Emirates.
السيدات والسادة مراجعة في حال القدرة على النشيد الوطني للإمارات العربية المتحدة.
The second quarter-final of the FIFA Arab Cup Qatar 2021. And Qatar returned to largely their first choice lineup. Ismail Mohammed, who impressed in the final group game victory over Iraq, will play in the right-back role, wearing number 17. The left wing-back, Hammam Ahmed, has also been very impressive down the left side as a fluid midfield three. And the two strikers enjoy an excellent understanding. Akram Afif and Almoez Ali have 3 goals between them to help Qatar to this quarter-final stage. Andreas Matias Matonte Cabrera of Uruguay is the referee. Gianni Sekazwe of Zambia, our 4th official. In charge of VAR, another Uruguayan, Leodan Gonzalez. Felix Sanchez, Bert van Marwijk, the 2 head coaches greet one another. UAE have Ali Kassif returning in goal after sitting out the final group match. Captain Walid Abbas is suspended after picking up 2 yellow cards in the group stage. He's replaced by Mohamed Salem. Elsewhere, it's a familiar look with Ali Salmin and Abdallah Ramadan in the holding midfield roles. The youngest player in the team, 21-year-old, number 16, Ali Salah, has really caught the eye so far in this tournament. The attack led by Sebastian Tagliabue. All of these players play their club football in the United Arab Emirates. Maybe a candidate for player of the tournament. He'll hope to be travelling deeper along with his coach Felix Sanchez, the first Spaniard to take charge of the Qatar national team, 4.5 years in the role. But Van Marwijk was sacked as the UAE coach after a 4-2 defeat to Qatar in the Gulf Cup 2019, reappointed a year later.
Everyone join me for the
Countdown to kick off, almost upon us.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Tremendous excitement inside the Al Bayt Stadium for the second quarter-final at the FIFA Arab Cup Qatar 2021. Will it be the host nation in the maroon strip attacking the goal away to our right, or their Gulf neighbours, the United Arab Emirates, who join Tunisia in the semi-finals? No question that Qatar have had the better of the recent meetings. In fact, they've scored 4 times in each of the last 2 occasions they've met the UAE. Defeated them in the group stage of the Gulf Cup in 2019. Of course, that was the same year when Akram Afif and company won the Asian title for the first time. And they defeated tonight's opponents 4-0 in the semi-final. And although the UAE lost in their final group match narrowly to Tunisia, they played some impressive football in the build-up to that, acquiring 2 successive wins to put them into a very strong position to make it to the last 8. So both teams taking a good deal of confidence into this quarter-final. UAE adopting essentially a 4-2-3-1 formation. Interesting to see just how much support that Tagliabue, the lone striker, if you like, for the team in white, gets. It's the UAE who are dominating the ball early on. It's getting a nice feel in the early minutes. This is Salem, who's come in for the captain, who's suspended, Walid Abbas. Goalkeeper Ali Karsif has taken the captain's armband. Throw will be left here for Hamam Ahmed, who's enjoying a fine tournament, plays for the Al Gharafa club here in Qatar. Really loves to get forward in that left wing-back position. And personally, I don't think Qatar will be too disturbed about the absence of their Portuguese-born wing-back Pedro Miguel. not being in the squad, because this man, I think, offers more going forward. Ismail Mohammed thought he had an excellent game against Iraq. So two very attack-minded wing-backs. And the objective for the UAE is to keep those wing-backs in more of a defensive mode. This is Khamis. Out back to Kasif. UAE have an attacking fullback of their own in Bandar Al-Habibabi. Keep an eye out for him. He wears number 9, an unusual number for a right back. And he'll take every opportunity to get forward if he can. Free kick goes against Abdel Karim. There's certainly exciting times for the Qatar national team. Been riding a crest of a wave after winning the Asian title, beating Japan in that 2019 final. Players are full of respect to their Spanish coach, Felix Sanchez, who's really accelerated the progress of this team. No mistake. Seized upon here by Ali, and Afif's in here! Surely a goal! And the hosts are at it again! Afif is at it again. His third goal of the tournament. Horrible error from the number 6. Mohamed Salem, who's come into the team for the absent, suspended captain Walid Abbas. And it's the perfect start for Qatar. Just gets the ball caught under his feet here. Pocket picked by Almoez Ali. Look how quick he gets his head up, sees his strike partner Afif. Dinks his way round the goalkeeper Kasif and just about helped it home. Just wonder if he got the final touch here, Afif. Let's have a look. Well, that might go down as an own goal. It has to be an own goal by Ali Salmin. It won't be a goal for Afif. It won't be his third of the tournament. You can see one defender playing it into Ali Salmin. It's an own goal. Qatar will not be disturbed at all as to who the goal officially goes down to. It has to be to Salmin. Mere fact he was on the premises made it awkward. Has to forget all about that now. Salem. Oh, what a platform to build on here for Qatar. Bassam just loves those diagonals. Been a feature of Qatar's play. Very much part of the game plan of Felix Sanchez. They do get genuine width in their play, and he strikes such an accurate ball. 50, 60 metres from one side of the pitch to the other. Bassam, who wins that header. First attempt for the UAE to find Talia Boué. Tussling with Abdel Karim Hassan. does his defensive duties, not without a little bit of pain. Number 3 for Qatar, over 100 caps to his name, plays for the best club in the nation, Al Sadd. Al Sadd and Al Duhail clubs make up the majority of the Qatar squad at this Arab Cup. We do have the provision for extra time, 30 minutes duration if the teams are level at the end of 90 or so minutes. And of course the added provision of penalties should they fail to find a way through in that half an hour's extra time. We'll get a result one way or another. And here come the UAE. Very good ball in, and it was the Brazilian-born Caio Canedo who was stretching to try and reach the cross, which was inviting from Tagliabue. Wasn't far away there, Canedo. Best of passes from Boudiaf. Salem is quick to get the ball away from his feet there. It's a nervy look about the UAE centre-back. Understandable given his error that's led to this early Qatar goal. Khamis. Salmin, who has been credited with that own goal when we saw the replay. Couldn't do anything about it as his teammate hammered the ball straight at him close to the goal line, and it just ricocheted into the back of the UAE net. Khamis. Canedo. Smart turn. They ganged up on him there. Nearly found a way through. Wanted a free kick, but wasn't getting it. Nice approach play here from the United Arab Emirates. All ended after a poor touch in the centre of midfield by Ali Salah. Now it's Qatar's turn to give the ball away cheaply. Khamis. Canedo, back to Khamis. This is Alatas. Ramadan. Khamis. Patient possession here from the UAE. still deep into their World Cup qualifying programme. Currently third in their group, with 4 games left, 8 points behind the top 2 automatic qualifying places. So they'll try and get that third place, which would get them a playoff against another third-place team in the Asian qualification. And the winner of that will play the 5th-ranked team in the CONMEBOL region. And here come Qatar looking for a second. I think he would have been offside anyway. Yes, the flag was up against Al-Moez Ali. And by a distance, he was offside. He's only 4 goals short, by the way, Ali, of Qatar's national goal-scoring record. That record of 41 goals held by Mubarak Mustafa. Kamis shaping for the long throw. And drops it short. Chance to get the cross in here for Kamis. Never got himself settled over that. One of the many players in the squad who plays for the Al Wada club, Kamis. Just a little bit of argy-bargy between Ali and Salem. Uruguayan referee. Just making sure that all is well down there. UAE suggesting that Ismail Mohammed is a few 2 meters forward there, so he's asked to go back. Good ball by Abdel Karim Hassan. Afif, always an extra buzz when he gets on the ball, Akram Afif. Free kick goes against him. He will want to claim his 3rd goal of the tournament. He's also got 2 assists, Akram Afif, but Qatar lead to an own goal from Ali Salmin. Really helped to that opening goal, the host nation. And there's some poor UAE defending. We talked about their good defensive record so far. They had only conceded 2 goals to this quarter-final stage. Here's the man who made the error, Salem. Alatas. Ball stolen. Al-Haydos. He's got options. That option didn't work out for Qatar. I think what's been noticeable so far in this match is the difference between the pace of the respective attacks. When Qatar move forward, they move forward with real purpose. More progressive passing, dare I suggest, from Qatar to that of the UAE. I'm not saying they're not capable of putting some additional speed in their passing up to the final third. And when a lot of it is just this tippy-tappy stuff in front of Qatar, makes it very easy for the home nation. Reminder, the UAE are the lowest scorers to this quarter-final stage, just 3 goals so far. Qatar now up to 7 with the early goal in this second quarter-final. Earlier today, Tunisia defeated Oman by 2 goals to 1. Another goal for the tournament's leading scorer there, Seferdine Jaziri. Up to 4 now for him. UAE might going to strike a goal now. Just came off the volley. Ali Salah in a good position. Just didn't really commit to it. Seemed to sit up nicely for the 21-year-old. Barely an empty seat inside Al Bayt this evening. Capacity here around 60,000 or so. Winners of this quarter-final will go to Doha to play the semi-final at the Al Tumama Stadium. Final itself will be here at Al Bayt on December the 18th, Qatar National Day. Here's Afif. He's got such excellent close control. Can receive the ball in any position. Backs himself, backs his technique. Nice layoff there by Abdulaziz Hatem. Al-Heidos. Just losing his way. Free kick to Qatar. Quiet word for Sebastian Tagliabue. Actually born in Argentina, the UAE striker. Plays for the Al Nahr club. Here's Afif, and there's the pass, and they're in here. Qatar, big save! Even at this early stage of the match from Ali Kasif. But how easily did Qatar play through the UAE defence there? Real worry for the coach, Bert van Marwijk. And they needed Kasif to make a good save with his foot. Simple pass, really. It's not that difficult. Look, running off the back of the defender. Static, statuesque defending. And Ali denied by Kasif. Important right foot, that. Ramadan. Canedo. Alatas. Alahabi. Really seen him getting forward much. You mentioned he's an attack-minded fullback. Not seen a lot of the ball. See more of Kamis down this near side. Just look at that for possession. It's not how much of the ball you have a lot of the times, it's what you do with it. And it's still quite pedestrian, all this possession from the UAE. No incision so far. Just that one cross from Tagliabue that nearly picked out Canedo. Closest the UAE have been to getting on the score sheet. Ali having that wonderful chance to double Qatar's lead a few moments ago. Alatas. Kamis. Another hopeful ball. Tagliabue would want better service than that. Abdel Karim Hassan looking for the run of the captain. Al-Haydos, record holder for caps, the number 10 for Qatar. Over 160 of them. Been at Al Sadd all his career. Wonderful servant for both club and country. Saleh. Boudiaf. Al-Haydos. Lots of room here for Ismail Mohammed. Appeals for handball. Penalty, says the referee. Instant decision from Andres Matias Matonte Cabrera of Uruguay. Didn't hesitate. And that's why. Cast iron penalty. The arm outstretched from Kamis. Not getting away with that. He was just inside. This is the angle to see it. Yeah, there's that left arm inside the penalty area. It was a very, very quick decision from a referee who had to believe that he was positioned perfectly to whistle that quickly. It was the right call. And so, to the roar, the crowd at the Al Bayt, the host nation, with a great chance to double the lead in this quarter-final of the FIFA Arab Cup Qatar 2021. Almoez Ali. This competition just gets better and better and better for Qatar. They are beginning to believe that they can go all the way. Ice cool Ali. even with Kasif guessing the right way, it was perfectly placed. Never getting there. And one step closer for Almoez Ali to that all-time Qatar goal-scoring record of 41. Goal number 38. You remember that chance he missed earlier. And the United Arab Emirates have it all on here to recover from 2-0 down. Yes, there's still an hour or so to go. Concerned look on the face of the Dutchman, Bert van Marwijk. How do they recover from this, the UAE? Talked about those 8 goals in the last 2 meetings that Qatar have scored against tonight's opponents. It's that horrible, dreaded feeling again for the UAE. Most players that were involved in those 2 defeats in 2019 will be thinking, here we go again. Well, they want to banish those thoughts, if they are having them, quickly. But they absolutely need to score the next goal. Kamis. Abdulaziz wins the free kick. He's had an excellent tournament. No one's played more minutes at this Arab Cup than the number 6, Abdulaziz Hatem. All action in those central midfield areas where Boudiaf, the number 12, just sits. Al-Haydos has a free role, the captain, number 10. Good balance to this Qatar team. Now then, Boulalem Kouki, who has scored in each of the last 2 games against the UAE, fancies this from all of 40 metres out. Well, you certainly know when confidence is high when you're striking for goal from there. And it needed saving by Kasif. Was it on target? Certainly had the goalkeeper interested. Well, just have been swinging wide, I think it was, but it will be a corner. Nervy moments here for the team in white. Can't afford to concede again. Afif with the corner. And it's found its way right across for a throw to the UAE. Not one of his better corners from Akram Afif. What a night for Felix Sanchez and Qatar. The best they've managed previously in this tournament were runners-up when they were hosts Qatar in 1998. Pass, and they're straight on the front foot here, Qatar. And in goes Ali! Is he caught there by Kasif? Qatar asking, beseeching the referee to give another penalty. Of course, VAR already looking at it. Almoez Ali getting beyond. And is he taken out by a committed Kasif, who was always in trouble here, they think, the goalkeeper. Nervous wait here for the United Arab Emirates. And the referee's going to his review area. Leodan Gonzalez of Uruguay calls his countryman Andres Matias Matonte Cabrera to the monitor. And I've got a feeling this is going to be another penalty. I think he catches the legs of Ali. The initial call was no penalty, but VAR have stepped in here. And the belief is that Leodan Gonzalez thinks this is an error from the on-pitch referee, and it will be a penalty, I think. Yes. And I think the goalkeeper knew it, Kasif. Now this is interesting. A different penalty kick taker after Ali scored earlier. It's going to be Boulalem Kuki, the central defender. Everything is going right at the FIFA Arab Cup Qatar 2021 for the host nation. Can Kuki keep it going? You bet! Joyous scenes here at the Al Bayt. Still 10 minutes shy of half-time, and Qatar have got more than 1 foot in the semi-finals. You don't save those. Could have had 2 goalkeepers in there, and Boulalem Kuki wouldn't have been denied. Scores for the 3rd successive time against the UAE. He's got a big coaching job on now, Van Marwijk. What can he do to stem the tide here? Well, for a team that have been strong defensively in the group stage, they've fallen apart at the back. An own goal after a mistake from Mohamed Salem led to an own goal from Ali Salmin. Second goal. First of the 2 penalties for Qatar, given for handball. That was against Mahmoud Khamis. And then the other dangerous Almawez Ali, brought down by Ali Kasif. And after Ali's first penalty, Boulalem Kuki then drove home from the spot as well. It's a yellow card shown to the right back. Not a good challenge, is it really, by Al-Ahabi? First booking of the match. There's the man who put through his own goal early on. And this is when it happened, after that error from Salem. Afif wheeled away, claiming the goal, but when we saw the replay, it was definitely Salmin's own goal. Ali's success from the penalty spot made it 2-0, and then rifled into the roof of net. Boulalem Kuki made it 3. Must feel as though they're in a nightmare, the UAE. With all Qatar's dreams coming true here. And riding the crest of a wave here. Fans have turned out to support them in big numbers, particularly here tonight in the quarter-final. There's a party in the stands already. I don't think there'll be any let-up in the intensity of Qatar. The message from Spanish coach Felix Sanchez is keep doing what we're doing, because we're doing it extremely well. And let's take this form into a semi-final. Karim Hassan nursing a sore one there. It's a question of whether the Uruguayan referee is going to produce a yellow card for that challenge. I think he is. Ali Salah, yellow carded. A certain amount of frustration in that tackle, I think. Bassam with the poor attempted clearance. And that's the best we've seen from the UAE. Tanoun Al-Zabi with a long-range effort. Saad Al-Shaib has had nothing really to do in that Qatar goal up to now. Kainedo. Kamis. Poor effort from Abdallah Ramadan. Very experienced coach of the UAE, of course, the Dutchman Bert van Marwijk, who took the Netherlands to the World Cup final, you'll recall, in South Africa in 2010. Lost to Spain. Hados coming under pressure, but illegal pressure, says the referee. Don't waste much time over their set pieces, do they, Qatar? Here's that pace in the attack again. Afif, free hit, 4! Oh, what a goal! Dynamic from Qatar, quick thinking, quicksilver, and too good for the UAE. This is dreamland for the players and the fans. Questions being asked amongst the UAE players. But they took the free kick quickly, and look at the run. Perfectly timed, the pass into the channel, inch perfect. Up goes the head of Afif, and there's Abdulaziz Hatem. Well, you wouldn't believe that he's predominantly a left-footed player, would you? Because he drives his right foot into that top corner. Qatar 4, the UAE 0. We're not yet at half-time. Going to be a very, very dejected UAE dressing room at half-time. This is Dami's limitation already. 3 minutes, minimum of 3 minutes to be added on. I just find it hard to fathom. I'm not taking anything away from Qatar, but I find it hard to fathom where the United Arab Emirates shape has gone without the ball. They have been sleepy, in stark contrast to the brightness, the verve of Qatar. Just played at too high a tempo for their opponents up to now. And they've been shockingly out of shape at times. And not only that, individual errors to compound a miserable first 45 minutes for the team in white. And it's a foul and a yellow card for Akram Afif. Not really one he'd like to have picked up at 4-0 up. Well, he won't have been in this position very often, but Van Marwijk, in his long coaching career, with his team 4-0 down, heading into half-time. UAE supporters inside the Al Bayt Stadium. For them, this is a most difficult watch. Ball out by Kassif, who could be in trouble again here. And it's Ali for 5! That the UAE could defend haplessly yet again. But the relief, I think, comes from the assistant's flag. VAR are going to check it. Another goal is given. The assistant did flag, as you could see there, but VAR immediately looked at it, drew the line, and Ali was onside. Can it get any worse for Van Marwijk? Find me a hole, I want to crawl into it now. gets himself back on side so well there. Good awareness from Ali. Afif plays him in. There was no mistake with the finish. Well, who, if anyone? And I don't think there would have been anyone who saw this scoreline going into half-time. 5-0 for Qatar. And the UAE's misery is at least temporarily brought to an end, but they've got another 45 minutes to play, and they're out already of this quarter-final. There is no way back from this. A sensational first half for Qatar, and a truly dreadful one for the UAE. An own goal, 2 from Ali, 1 each for Kuki and Hatem. Qatar 5, UAE 0 at the break.
Half-time here in Al Bayt Stadium, and my friend Salman, I'm not sure I can remember too many days where a team has had that perfect of a first half. 5 goals to 0 Qatar. They came out very strong in the first 5 minutes, scored early through Akram Afif. A couple of penalties sandwiched in between. Some beautiful goals. I tell you what, the 4th goal was an absolute beauty, and the 5th goal as well, a great finish from Ali. What did you make about that? Because for me, that was, as I said, just telling the truth as it is, that was as perfect as the first half as you could hope for supporting any team.
بالفعل ستيف شوط اول رائع اكثر من رائع من العنابي في هذا ديربي الخليج بين.
A truly extraordinary first half. Just look at those possession stats in favour of the UAE, yet they are 5-0 down of their 6 attempts. Qatar have had 6 on target, 5 of which have counted in their favour. Well, stats don't always tell you the story, do they? There's only been a couple of attempts in the UAE in truth, but nothing on target. Extraordinary, they've had 73% of the ball, and yet they're 5-0 down. The second quarter-final of the FIFA Arab Cup Qatar 2021. The host nation Qatar up against the United Arab Emirates, 2 Gulf rivals, near neighbours. You can fly in about an hour from Doha to Abu Dhabi. And it was Qatar who were flying high early on, helped by Mohamed Salem's mistake. Ali feeding Akram Afif. Looked like he was the goal scorer, but when we saw the replay, it was clearly an own goal for the number 5 for the UAE, Ali Salmin. Hapless defending for Mohamed Salem, who's come in for the suspended captain Waleed Abbas. And there's the ricochet off Salmin, could do nothing about it. And it got worse for the UAE, and they conceded the first of two first-half penalties. Mahmoud Khamis with the outstretched arm, a clear penalty. And up stepped Almoez Ali to drive Qatar into a 2-0 lead. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for the UAE, look at that pass. It set Al Haydos into a challenging position, and of course Almoez Ali, who was eventually brought down by Ali Kasif. The on-field referee from Uruguay, Andres Cabrera, didn't give it initially, but VAR looked at it and said, yes, come and look at your review area. He reviewed it. Second penalty for Qatar. A different penalty taker, but the same outcome. Boualem Kouki to make it 3-0. And look how quick and alive they are over that set piece. Unlike the UAE, not in any sort of shape. Easy ball forward here for Afif. Every time they've gone forward, they've looked like scoring. It was a superb finish by Abdelaziz Hatem. 4-0, a minute before the end of normal time at the end of the first half. And then yet another mistake, this time from the goalkeeper Kasif. It's a poor ball out. Sets Qatar forward again. This was initially given as offside by the assistant referee, but Almoez Ali on the review from VAR got back onside, the goal stood, and a dream first half came to a conclusion for Qatar. And the UAE staring into the abyss. 5-0 Qatar at half-time. Unbelievable first half.
Let's make some noise and welcome out for the second half the national team of Qatar.
بعودة منتخب قطر للشوط الثاني.
Welcome back to the Al Bayt Stadium that is still reverberating with the drama and the extraordinary chaos of the UAE defending in the first half, which sees them 5-0 down against the host nations Qatar at this FIFA Arab Cup 2021. There's going to be substitutions, no surprise about this before the second half gets underway for the United Arab Emirates. Ali Salmin, who put through his own goal early on in the match, is not going to reappear, so we're going to see Khalil Al-Hamadi to get his place in this match. Also number 4, Shaheen Abdallah gets his first minutes in this Arab Cup. And the third substitute coming on for the UAE, just tying up his bootlaces there, as their all-time record goal scorer. So we confirm the 3 players who have not returned. The third man coming on is Ali Markout, who has a goal-scoring record of finding the back of the net in around 3/4 of the games he's played in the senior international shirt of the UAE. There he is. Well, they certainly need him to bang in a few here in the second half. But is it all about making sure that Qatar do not add any further goals? They won't declare on 5. I don't think it's in the DNA of Felix Sanchez to step off the gas one little bit. Yes, of course, they may rest some players who will be key to their semi-final challenge. I think I can say it quite confidently that it will be a semi-final for Qatar. So I don't think we'll see all of their players playing too much longer in this second half. Thought he might have made 2 or 3 changes himself at half-time. He probably just wants that extra insurance of the first 10-15 minutes, still at least 5-0 up, and then he'll make his changes. What on earth did Bert van Marwijk, the Dutchman, the head coach of the UAE, say to his players at half-time? Some pretty harsh words, I suspect, because no one saw that kind of defending arriving from the UAE, not when you've only conceded 2 goals in the tournament up to this stage. And well, though Qatar played in that first half, they really got a helping hand, or 2 or 3 or 4 from the UAE in that opening 45 minutes. It's 9 goals Qatar have scored in 2.5 games here at the Al Bayt in this Arab Cup competition, none conceded. Just wants the night to end. This is going to seem like a very long 45 minutes for the team in white. Just wonder if what knock-on effect it's going to have for the UAE in their forthcoming World Cup matches. Won't arrive, of course, until new year. World Cup qualifying games for the UAE are home to Syria in January, away to Iran in February, and they're away to Iraq and at home to the Korea Republic in March. Iran and Korea Republic rather running it away with it in that group for the two automatic qualifying places to come here for the finals in 2022. Iran on 16 points, Korea Republic 14, UAE trailing on 6, then Lebanon 5, Iraq 4 and Syria 2. UAE trying to find a way to the score sheet. Bodies in the way for Qatar. Who built up to be hosts next year, and they can't wait to be the first Middle East country to host a World Cup. They guested in one of the European qualifying groups, Qatar. Lost twice. And of course were friendlies. Lost twice to Portugal, lost twice to Serbia, also beaten by the Republic of Ireland. Got a couple of draws against Luxembourg and Azerbaijan. But they're on the way to make it 4 successive wins for the first time since they won 7 in a row in winning that Asian title back in 2019. Here's Makut trying to find a way through. Qatar quick to close the door. Suggestion of offside, flag staying down at the moment. This is Afif. They're wide open again. There was a pass on, it didn't travel through. And eventually the assistant's flag did go up. He did look offside on first viewing there, Afif. Assistant referees these days are told to keep their flags down so attacks can develop before eventually putting it up. And on a fairly tight one like that, you can understand the flag staying down. Mistake at the back, rare one from Qatar. Coots can't find his way to goal though. Rather sloppy defending from Kuki, unlike him. Qatar not the first team to score 5 goals in a match at this FIFA Arab Cup 2021. Tunisia beat Mauritania in Group B by 5 goals to 1. Jordan beat Palestine in a Group C match, also by 5 goals to 1. And Egypt had a 5-0 victory in Group D over Sudan. But he didn't turn up, thinking his side were going to concede 5-0 by half-time. He's still in a state of shock, Bert van Marwijk. It's clear to see. I think he's going to be in a state of shock as well, you know. Felix Sanchez, the Spanish coach of Qatar, he couldn't have possibly believed when he put his head on the pillow last night to go to sleep that his side would be in this position in the quarter-final. Decent ball up the line there by Abdel Karim Hassan. Boudia. Mohamed trying to poke it into the path there of Al-Haydos. He's got the better of his man here. But illegally so, says the referee. No complaints. wag of the finger, but the referee afforded himself a good look at that and decided against Al-Haydos. There's a purpose about everything that Qatar do. There's a belief coursing through the veins of this team that they can travel all the way to the final and maybe lift the trophy on home soil. What a platform that would be to head into the World Cup, as if there wasn't enough excitement in this nation. Look at the freedom here for... He didn't use the freedom very well, did he? Took his eye off the picture, Ahmed. Might be time for a few of his party tricks. Hassan Al-Haydos. Oh, mistake. And he's in here, Makout. Oh, he's missed the target. Hisham Bassam with the mistake. And this can happen when you're so comfortably in front. You just switch off a little bit. I've not seen defending like this from Qatar in this tournament up to now. It was a let-off. You'd expect this man to score with a chance. Good sight of the Qatar goal, but wide of the target. Two good chances for the UAE in the early minutes of the second half. Another misplaced pass from Qatar. This will not be pleasing their Spanish coach, Felix Sanchez. Boudiaf. Ahmed is controlled better. Yes, it is. Boudiaf. A lot of room for Mohamed on that far side. Here he is. Boudiaf. Born in France. Karim Boudiaf of Moroccan and Algerian descent. That was good defending by Al-Atas. Makout. Found their way behind that Qatar defence again here, the UAE. Much better from them. It's Khalil Al-Hamadi that got into that challenging position. I see Felix Sanchez down there having words with his players, pointing a finger at, I think, Almoez Ali, and maybe Afif was in his sights there as well. He wants a little bit more work rate off the front. Not prepared to accept anything less, Sanchez. Even though his team are leading by 5 goals to 0. Khamis. Sanchez animated down on the touchline. He's going to make a couple of changes in a moment. Thought they would arrive fairly soon into this second half. And it's a yellow card for Karim Boudiaf. Man shown the yellow card. Once trained with Algeria's under-23s. Karim Boudiaf changes for Qatar. to see Abdullah Al-Arak and Mohammed Wad, and also Tariq Salman. So a triple change imminent here for the hosts, not before they've sought to defend the free kick. It's the best part of 30 metres out. Needs something special. Boot couldn't provide it. And it'll be an easy take for Saad Al-Sheikh. Onside here, struggling to get back the UAE defence. Al-Haydos. Abdulaziz Hatem. Pace of that front line for Qatar is just too hot for the UAE to handle. Good defending. He is a very good defender. Abdul Karim Hassan of the Al Sadd club. Now the changes can be made. Coming off, Hisham Bassam. Mohammed Wad will be his direct replacement in defence. Salman also plays in defence, but Wad will play the number 4 in the centre of that three-man defence. Salman is a wing-back, really. And the midfielder, number 20, Abdullah Al-Arak. Boudiaf, having picked up that yellow card, no risk. Coach Sanchez, don't want to see him pick up a second yellow. His place in midfield then goes to Al-Arak. Al-Haydos. Spent time dwelling on the ball. I think he wanted a shout for a teammate there, Al-Haydos. Didn't get it. Al-Hamadi settles for the corner. They're just playing for a little bit of pride here in the UAE. Win this second half, at least it would restore some, but that pride was most certainly battered when they went in at half-time. Officials have decided it's not a corner. Despite the UAE expecting it. Pass from Makut, played rather blind, didn't know where a teammate was there. Those forward players for Qatar made all the difference in their final group match in Group A when they beat Iraq 3-0. 3 late goals, all from substitutes, Afif, Ali and Al-Haydos. Felix Sanchez, the head coach, made 9 changes from the second group game to the final one in Group A. Understandable, because they'd already qualified for the quarterfinals and also as group winners. Those opening victories over Bahrain and Oman. Been all about neighbours for Qatar, all their Gulf neighbours, 3 of them in the group. And now the UAE will have now conceded 13 goals in less than 3 completed matches against Qatar. In for one on the end of the toe here for Afif. It's cramp. Sanchez, don't think will take any risks with Afif. What time's bedtime? But not sure he'll sleep too well, the UAE head coach tonight. As a coach, you cannot legislate for the errors that the United Arab Emirates produced in that first half. Afif is going to be replaced. His replacement is already stripped. Ahmed Ala Eldin. There he is. Plays for the Al Gharafa club, over 40 caps, born in Egypt. He came to Qatar as a 10-year-old. His father was a civil engineer. Full-time statistics are going to have a very curious look to them in this match. They're going to show that the UAE have had an enormous amount of possession. They had 73% possession in the first half and yet went in 5-0 down. Struggling to remember the last time I saw astonishing numbers like that. I'll repeat again, it's not how much you have of it, it's what you do with it. And what they did do is hand at least 3, if not 4, of the 5 Qatar goals on a plate to the host nation. Wonderful position for players, fans, coach to be in. Nothing nail-biting about this night for Qatar. It's a memorable one. Semi-final place was booked after, well, the 3rd goal went in. That's when it was good night. 46 minutes when that hit the back of the UAE net. 2 more right before half-time. Now, what can they work here? Passes wider than would have been hoped for Al-Hamadi. Defeat for the UAE, by the way, in their last group match when they lost top spot to Tunisia, who got the first semi-final place earlier today after defeating Oman 2-1. That defeat, 1-0 against the Tunisians, was only the UAE's third defeat in the last 16 games, which just further serves to underline the surprise at this scoreline. Qatar are ranked higher than the UAE in the rankings. Qatar are 51 and UAE down in 70th position. And if they don't qualify for the World Cup, and they've got work to do in order to achieve that, the UAE will be slipping further in the rankings. See Sanchez down there, still barking up the instructions, the head coach of Qatar, really urging his players to keep mentally focused here. It's not easy when you're in this kind of position. This is where the coach comes into his own, really. Make sure that there's nothing lax, and he's seen one or two lazy moments since half-time from his team. Abdel Karim Hassan. Al-Haydos invites Mohamed forward. All the time they want in possession here, Qatar. It's almost like an exhibition match now. The UAE put themselves out of this tournament before the half-time whistle. With some truly dreadful defending. Yep, it is 5. And you get the very real impression that if they went through the gears, there's more goals for Qatar should they want them. Oh, the limp waving of the UAE flags. Feel very disappointed for their fans who've turned up here at the Al Bayt Stadium. I don't mind losing if they've lost to the better team. I think Qatar are the better of the two teams, but when you lose and you hand the opposition so many of their goals, it's a hard one to take for all concerned. Here's Wad. Abdel Karim Hassan. It's a corner. Well, to crown the perfect evening, I think the fans would like to see another goal or two from the hosts. Excellent. Abdelaziz Hatem will take the corner. Goes for the Al Rayyan club. Scored his country's opening goal at this tournament in the 1-0 win against Bahrain. Scored another tonight. A real peach. Fourth of the 5 Qatar first half goals. Free header! Crossbar saves the UAE. Well, he's so unlucky there, Kuki. Rose majestically here. His head over the ball, thumping header. And the crossbar's still shaking. of the evening for Mahmoud Khamis. He has been replaced by Mohammed Al-Manhali, another of the Al-Wada players in the squad. Here's Almoez Ali. Getting behind again here, all too easily. Just seems to melt away, that UAE defence. They seem to have some kind of shape defensively. Players switch off and Qatar find their way through with ease. Really have seen some excellent football at this FIFA Arab Cup Qatar 2021. Entertained the crowds. Huge crowd at the Al Bayt tonight. The vast majority will be going home very happy indeed. I'm very much looking forward to Qatar's semi-final, which will be at the Al Tumama Stadium in Doha. And then the hope will be that Qatar will be here for the final on Qatar National Day, December the 18th. Another change for the UAE, as you can see. Mohammed Juma only played 11 minutes of the competition so far. We'll let a run out for the final quarter of an hour or so. Well kept in by Abdul Karim. Real good athlete, isn't he? Carries those long legs very effectively across the turf. So Juma is coming on. Midfield player. He will replace Sebastian Tagliabue. He's had a lonely night up front for the UAE. He's had little service to speak of. Measures across, and it's only a UAE boot. Funny to think that Qatar came into this tournament winless in 8 matches. They had started off on an unbeaten run this year. Of course, the standard of opposition got much greater when they were guests in the European World Cup qualifying group, featuring the likes of Portugal and Serbia. So no surprise to see them lose twice against both those nations. But very good build-up despite losing those games. It's all about experience, playing against European sides. And those sort of fixtures are just around the corner now, less than a year away from the World Cup Qatar 2022. Barely contain their excitement, the locals. Little surprised to see Almoez Ali still out there for Qatar, their leading scorer in 2021. By the way, his 2 goals this evening. He's taken his record for scoring in competitive matches to really excellent proportions. He's almost scoring a goal a game in his last 8 competitive games for his country. He's closing in on that all-time Qatar goal-scoring record. By my calculations, he's 2 behind now. Next one will be his 40th. Came through the Aspire Academy that's produced many good athletes down the years here in Qatar. Oh, mistake, yet another. Abdel Karim Hassan is in, can he finish? No, good recovery from the man who made the error. Shaheen Abdallah. That was looking like it was going to be number 6. Just delayed too long. The defender. Qatar make the next change, or will do shortly. Going to bring on Ali Asadallah. Abdulaziz Hatem with the corner kick. Last time from this side, he found the head of Kuki. It's the same story. And somehow the UAE survived. Here's Wad. There won't be enough hours in a day, hours in a week, hours in a year for Bert van Marwijk to work his team defensively on the training ground. I mean, talk about going back to the drawing board, back to square one. I mean, there haven't been heavy goal scorers in 2021, the UAE, just 11 in 16 games, but 7 clean sheets. So they were doing something right until it has all gone very wrong here in Al Khor City. Entering the final 10 minutes of normal time. Ali. There's the latest header from Kuki. Brilliant low-line clearance from Makut. Prodigious leap, wasn't it, from Boulalem Kuki. Excellent defending by the UAE substitute Makut. Anguish for Kuki. So finally Almo Ezali will get a rest. Another good night's work for him. He's up to 3 goals now. He's 1 behind Seferdine Jaziri of Tunisia, who's the tournament's leading scorer. And the aforementioned Ali Asadallah is on to replace Ali. Qatar have been a team of late goals in this competition before tonight. 4 of their 6 goals had come in the 82nd minute or later. It's all about finding the net early in this quarter-final. With the game rapidly beyond the United Arab Emirates, architects of their own downfall. Chastening night for the players in white, for their coach Bert van Marwijk. Interesting to see how they recover, how quickly they recover from this. Not the way they would want to be going into 2022 and those important 4 World Cup qualifying games. Good defending by Wad. Not the easiest header for the substitute. Almost hear a pin drop inside the Al Bayt Stadium. After all the excitement of the first half and those 5 goals for the host nation. Been close to adding to their advantage. A couple of early second half chances for the UAE, but they're down to walking pace here, and virtually the whole game is. Qatar joining Tunisia in the semi-finals. The other 2 quarter-finals are tomorrow. Egypt against Jordan at the Al Janoub Stadium in Al Wakra. And then the Al Tumama Stadium also tomorrow for Morocco against Algeria. North African rivalry there. That should be an excellent game. Morocco, the only other team to emerge with a 100% record from the group stage. Looks like this might be a tight hamstring or a slight pull. How long has this second half been for Van Marwijk? It must have felt like 2 hours. Just can't wait to get off the pitch, get back on the bus, prepare for the flight home, which won't be a long one. We'll get back to the UAE in about an hour from Doha. But he will be furious with the defending in the first half that gifted this quarter-final to Qatar. There won't be any risks taken with Boulalem Kouki, who's been one of the standout defenders at this Arab Cup for me. Could have had a hat-trick, the centre-back. Scored with the second of the first half penalties for Qatar. And a header off the crossbar in this second period, and a header cleared off the line. And he's still got 3 goals in his last 3 appearances against the UAE. Off goes the Al Sadd defender. A pat of the hand from his coach, Felix Sanchez. Qatar are going to play the remainder of this match, it looks like, with 10 men. As they have used their 5 available substitutes. It's all about 5, though, really. It was 4 at that time for Abdelaziz Hatem. The 5th arrived before the break. It's nice from the UAE, looking for some kind of consolation late on. Might find it now. But they're determined to keep this clean sheet. Ismail Mohammed got past goalkeeper Saad Al Shaib there. looked for all the world as if Khalil Al-Hamadi was going to get a goal back here for the UAE. Look at the work from Ismail Mohamed. No, he won't get through. And there he is, just making sure he's covering in behind his goalkeeper. Al-Ababi with the corner as we approach the 89th minute. It's the oldest squad here at this Arab Cup. It might be the end of the road for one or two of the veterans of the United Arab Emirates. This could be the onset of a transitional period. Keep the experience for those upcoming World Cup qualifiers, of course, you would have thought. We just might be trawling a little wider for new bodies ahead of that after this experience. It's a good save by Kashif to deny Ahmed Ala Eldin, who was poised to make it 6 there. Aziz Hatem driving forward, energy he's got, just adding to the minutes that make him the most used player for Qatar. They're number 6 in this competition. Gives them such a solid base in midfield. As we saw, has an eye for goal too. He's a top player. As I mentioned earlier, plays for the Al Rayyan club. There he is on the ball in the centre circle. One of the best players in the tournament, without a shadow of a doubt. Kashif getting down well with his right hand to deny Ala Eldin. So we're into the minimum of 3 extra minutes. This is going to be 4 successive wins at this Arab Cup for the hosts Qatar. 11 goals scored, just 1 conceded. Couldn't ask for much more. We'll be interested onlookers tomorrow to see who their opponents will be in the semi-final. It will be Egypt or Jordan. Tunisia lie in wait for one of their North African rivals, Morocco or Algeria. (26 of the 32 games over 19 days here in Qatar will be completed within the next minute. And developing into a very interesting semi-final lineup. Could have 3 North African nations and Qatar in the last 4. And Jordan. We'll have a say about spoiling the North African surge to the semis if they can upset Egypt tomorrow. So the final seconds being played out. Won't be long before our Uruguayan referee brings it to a close. A wonderful night for Felix Sanchez. What a job he's doing with Qatar in his 4.5 years in charge. High fives all round for Qatar. 5 goals, star-studded show. But they will be the first to admit that the UAE played into their hands with one of the worst defensive displays. I can't dress it up any other way than I've seen in 45 minutes of international football. And the UAE has trailed 5-0 at the break, and their quarter-final hopes were already gone. So it's congratulations to Qatar, led by their captain Al Haydos, and they are through to the semi-finals. They've beaten Qatar here at the Al Bayt Stadium, or they have beaten the UAE at the Al Bayt Stadium by 5 goals to 0. An offer of sympathy there from Felix Sanchez to Caio Canedo. But when they get their chances, they're ruthless finishers. Qatar will be pleasing for this man. The man who led this group of players to the Asian title in 2019. Now 1 step away from the final on home soil in the FIFA Arab Cup Qatar 2021. Running on adrenaline, running on confidence.
انت كبس معه. وينهم؟ اوكي هناك صح؟
هارد لك كابتن. اليوم بعد أداء كان ممتاز في دور المجموعات، ما الذي حدث اليوم؟
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، الحمد لله رب العالمين على كل حال، قدر الله ما شاء فعل. المنتخب القطري كان أفضل وأكثر جاهزية، كان يستحق اليوم لعب على أخطائنا، فمبروك لإخواننا في قطر، مجرد كورة يستاهلون.
الآن الجماهير الإماراتية كانت تنتظر المزيد، ماذا تقدم لهم كرسالة للجماهير الإماراتية؟
ما وجه رسالة قد ما نعتذر على ظهورنا بهالمستوى تصفيات كأس العالم، لكن علينا نراجع حساباتنا لأن في أخطاء حصلت بعمد وبدون عمد، فلازم نراجع حساباتنا.
كل الشكر.
كابتن ألف مبروك، أداء عظيم، نتيجة كبيرة وثقة تكبر يوم بعد يوم. حدثني عن مشاعرك بعد هذا الفوز الكبير.
الحمد لله على الفوز، نحمد الله ونشكره. يعني الجماهير والناس اللي جات تستاهل هاي الفرحة. اعتقد بدينا المباراة بشكل قوي، يعني أول 10 دقائق سجلنا هدف وبعدين سجلنا الثاني والثالث، هم ارتكبوا أخطاء واستغليناها. اعتقد هم احتفظوا بالكورة، كانوا أفضل منا من هاي الناحية، بس نحن حصلنا فرصتنا ان نخليهم يلعبون وقت ما يغلطون، نستغل الفرصة، والحمد لله نجحنا في هذا الشيء. واعتقد سجلنا 5 أهداف في الشوط الأول، سهلت علينا المهمة. الشوط الثاني حاولنا، هم بعد حاولوا، بس الحمد لله في النهاية فزنا.
الوصول لنصف النهائي أمر هام جدا لمنتخب قطر في بطولة كأس العرب. كيف تستعدون الآن بعد قليل من الوقت للاحتفال؟ كيف تستعدون لنصف النهائي؟
اعتقد يعني شيء وايد جميل انك تكون من بين افضل 4 منتخبات عربيه. الحمد لله نحتفل اليوم، من بكره نفكر في نصف النهائي. احنا من بدينا البطوله نفكر مباراه بعد مباراه، فان شاء الله المباراه الجايه عندنا نحاول نبذل فيها كل اللي نقدر، وان شاء الله نوصل النهائي.
مبروك كابتن عبد العزيز.
ان شاء الله وياك.
Your feeling, your happiness in few words.
I think that we play a very serious game, and obviously to get this result at halftime, it gives you the confidence to play the second. We did what we have to do in the second half, so very proud of the players. To thank the fans here today. They really, it's a pleasure to play with this environment on the field. So thank you very much. Proud of the team, and let's try to play a good match on the next game in the semi-final.
Coach, the improvement was really clear from the first match to the second to the third until today. How that is really important before reaching the semi-final that you are playing, the graduation and improvement?
I think till now the team is growing during the competition. I think every game we did more things well, which is important. And of course now we need to focus in the next game, recover from this one. Of course tonight to celebrate that, because it's a great result against a very good team, so we don't have to forget that. So just to recover and to stay ready for the next one.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Coach. Thanks.
Hard luck, coach. What we see today is totally different at what's in the group stage. How you explain it?
First of all, it's the first experience in my life, in my whole career. And I think it sounds crazy, but in the first half we played football good. Only we make all the goals ourselves, at least 4. If you make such mistakes with goals, yeah, then you get a game like this. So it's crazy.
You know, the Emirati fans, they are very close to the football.
Yeah.
What you send them as a message or promise for future?
Yeah, that we do our utmost best all the time. And we prepared the team as good as possible, very well, I think. And there was confidence. You saw it in the beginning, the way we play. And yeah, we were better. It sounds crazy for the third time. But if you make such mistakes, we give the goals away ourselves.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, a clearly shell-shocked Bert van Marwijk, the Dutch head coach of the UAE, who had more of the possession. They had 73% of it in the first half and were 5-0 down by half-time, with all the mistakes that he mentioned in that interview. Just one attempt on target from the UAE. Qatar, when they were handed their chances, were ruthless in front of goal and played very much in a low gear in the second half. A comprehensive victory. The second quarter-final at the FIFA Arab Cup Qatar 2021 between the two Gulf neighbours. Host nation Qatar up against the United Arab Emirates. Got off to the worst possible start for the UAE. This would not be the first time we'd see some terrible defending. Akram Afif right in front of goal, claiming the goal, but when we saw the replay, it was an own goal from Salmin. And then the first of two first-half penalties, Khamis with his arm outstretched, trying to deal with an Ismail Mohammed cross. Referee instantly pointed to the spot. And up stepped Almoez Ali to make it 2-0 with a perfect penalty. And already at this stage, it was looking like a long evening for the UAE. But once again, another stray pass. Almoez Ali in, brought down by the goalkeeper. The on-pitch referee was guided by VAR to go to his review area after not initially giving the penalty. It certainly was a penalty. Thumped home by Boulalem Kouki. And then from a quickly taken free kick, look how slow the UAE are here to get back into shape. One simple ball gets Afif in, sets it up for Abdulaziz Hatem, and what a brilliant finish with his unfavoured right foot. But you wouldn't have thought it. Yep, it was 4. That was coming a minute before stoppage time at the end of the half, but just when you thought it couldn't get any worse for the UAE, poor goalkeeper clearance, and Almoez Ali helped himself to number 5. The assistant's flag went up, but on a VAR review, Ali got back onside and the goal stood. Boulalem Kouki then thumped a second-half header against the crossbar. He could have had a hat-trick in the game. He would later have a header cleared off the line. UAE had 1 or 2 chances in the second half, but this one not taken by Al Hamadi. Felix Sanchez's team very much played in a low gear, as I said, in the second half, with all the damage done in the first. And it's Qatar who sweep forward in to the semi-finals. UAE go home. A very satisfactory scoreline for the host nation. So this is how it looks. Qatar wait for Morocco and Algeria's quarter-final tomorrow to see who they will play in the semi-final. Tunisia, who beat Oman 2-1 earlier today, will have eyes on Egypt, Jordan in the other of the quarter-finals tomorrow. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage. Until you join us the next time, goodbye.